This is Fort Jesus, a historic Portuguese fort located on Mombasa in Kenya that has lived for over 400 years. It is one of the most significant symbols of early European colonial presence on the East African coast and is now a major tourist attraction site. The fort was built between 1593 and 1596 under the orders of King Philip II of Spain. It was designed by Italian architect Giovanni Battista Cairati, inspired by Renaissance military architecture principles and geometric proportions resembling the human body. The indigenous Swahili people provided the labor, materials primarily coral stone, lime mortar, and masonry techniques. This fort was built as a military base to protect the strategic old port of Mombasa, secure Portuguese control over Indian Ocean trade routes, and safeguard their interests to India and settlers on the Swahili coast. It was named Fort Jesus partly due to the Portuguese sailing under the flag of the Order of Christ. So the foundation of this fort is made of coral rocks, and I think for this it's about 6 meters long, and the rest of it was built with crushed coral rocks, lime, and some concrete to add more on the fence or on the construction. Yeah, so this is one of the most impressive Middle Age keeps construction in Kenya, or I would say Africa as a continent. And you see this route right here? This is the passage to which the goods are brought from the ship into the fort. This arched corridor was also a structural support to carry the weight of the captain's house. The captain's house served as the residence and offices for the fort's commanding officer, the captain. And it's interesting that the store is very close to where the goods are brought from during trading. This is a store where they used to keep their weapons. It's more of like a cave. So this is the first section of the... This is how it looks, and this is the other. It's basically made of coral rocks. The fort also had these rooms that they used for keeping gunpowder and other supplies they got from trading. Fort Jesus has about 5 angular towers at the corners and along the walls. They were not simply lookout towers but heavily fortified defensive platforms that provided elevated positions for mounting cannons. This allowed attackers to be targeted from multiple directions, thus hard to approach the walls without coming under crossfire. I'm in one of the towers that the soldiers used to watch out for rivals. There's so much fresh air coming in from every side. The fort includes historical structures and rooms that have been adapted over time. Some originally served functional purposes like barracks, water cisterns, slave auctionaries, cooking areas for soldiers and occupants, chapels, and cells. Fort Jesus became a strategic prize due to its position. It had at least 9 conflicts between 1631 and 1875, involving Portuguese, Arabs, Swahili locals, and others. After a prolonged siege by Oman Arabs, the fort finally fell in 1698, marking the end of significant Portuguese presence at the coast of East Africa. Under Oman Arab control, the Arabs added to the fort raised walls, a deep well, and an Oman house that was the Sultan's residence. However, in 1895, the British took over following the establishment of East Africa Protectorate, converting the fort into a prison, reflecting colonial use till 1958. In 1958, it was declared a national monument and converted into a museum in 1962. If you're planning a trip to Mombasa, it's well worth a visit for its dramatic history and views over the harbour. Thank you for watching.